Nigériennes, Nigériens, mes chers
People of
compatriotes.
Niger, my dear compatriots,
Cela fait déjà 2 ans que nous sommes
it has now been
résolument
2
engagés
years
tous
since we
ensemble
collectively and resolutely
avec
embarked with
résilience
resilience
et
and
foi
faith in the future
dans l'avenir sur le chemin de la
on the path to
souveraineté
our
pleine
nation's
et
full
entière de
sovereignty
notre
and the
pays
well-being of all.
et pour le bonheur de tous. Mes chers compatriotes,
My
il
dear
s'agit
compatriots,
assurément d'un
this
chemin
path
plein
is undeniably
d'embûches,
fraught with
aux
difficult
conséquences
consequences,
difficiles, aussi bien pour les Nigériens pris
affecting both individual
individuellement
Nigerians
que pour
and our
notre
country
pays
as an
en tant
organized
que
political
communauté
community.
politique organisée. En effet, depuis le
Indeed,
26 juillet
since July
2023,
26, 2023, the date of our patriotic commitment to take control of our destiny, the reactionary neocolonial system that had placed Niger under its tutelage, a system we have overthrown, has relentlessly unleashed its fury against our country and its people. After failing to impose a total blockade on our nation, and then to directly wage war against us through ECOWAS, the Allied forces opposing our political and economic emancipation learned from their failures. They have since reorganized to achieve their objectives through more insidious means, combining spectacular terrorist operations, subversive economic actions, internal political manipulation, and a war of information aimed at discrediting our institutions and political authorities. The results they achieve are often strikingly significant, not because they grant a strategic advantage to forces opposed to our country, or because they constitute a genuine alternative political project to ours. Rather, it is simply because the immediate and violent impact of their actions negatively affects our daily lives, both individually and collectively. They benefit from extensive international media and diplomatic coverage. They sow doubt among some of us and divide us. They confront our legitimate but pressing individual expectations and our impatience for genuine change, sometimes making us lose sight of what we have achieved together and our noble common goals. They occasionally obscure what is essential and prevent us from envisioning the future, which nonetheless promises to be radiant for Niger and the entire Alliance of Sahel States Confederation. My dear compatriots, this demonstrates that I fully grasp the complexity of the situation we face, the difficulties before us, and the mindset of many of our compatriots. I am also keenly aware of the sacrifices we have made for Niger to thrive, as well as our legitimate expectations for a life that must necessarily be better for all Nigerians. This is undoubtedly the moment to pay a vibrant tribute to our defense and security forces for all their sacrifices and professionalism, to our great people for their resilience and commitment, and to all our friends for their invaluable support. My dear compatriots, it is therefore imperative to acknowledge that we objectively require an organization tailored to our context to achieve our political project and deliver tangible results for each of us individually and for our country as a whole. Indeed, no political project at the national level has ever been realized in haste or within a short time frame. This is particularly true for Niger, especially considering our unique political history. The stakes involved in exploiting our natural resources, and the unprecedented adversity we face today. This is why we collectively adopted a charter for refoundation within an inclusive and consensual framework, that of the National Assizes of Refoundation, held in Niamey from February 15th to 20th, 2025. The Charter of March 26, 2025, not only laid the groundwork for Niger's full political and economic sovereignty, allowing us to reclaim our country and its immense natural resources, and defining the values that should govern our society, but also organized our public powers and granted a reasonable time frame for our government to refound our republic. Consequently, we are diligently taking all necessary steps to progressively establish our institutions, such as the State Court, inaugurated on November 16, 2023. The Court of Accounts, whose members were sworn in on July 1, 2025, and the Consultative Council for Refoundation, which held its first session from June 28 to July 12 of this year. This is also an opportune moment to once again congratulate all those who contributed to the successful outcome of this process and to encourage them to persevere in the service of Niger and its people. My dear compatriots, as we can see, this is a challenging path that we are forging with courage and determination for the future. Yet, it is above all the only path aligned with our legitimate aspirations for freedom, sovereignty, and definite future development. It therefore stands before us as a rational, historical, and principled choice. Indeed, let there be no misunderstanding. We are faced with a choice between two fundamentally different guiding principles. The first guiding principle leads to programmed chaos in our Sahelian region in the medium term, and our definitive, long-term submission to forces we are familiar with. This is the path of passivity and indifference. It is the choice to continue politics as in the past. A politics that entails subjecting our country to the will of France, transforming Niger into a military base for projecting foreign forces, and relinquishing the exploitation of our wealth to a few foreign powers that maintained corrupt and clientelist relationships with some of our compatriots. The second guiding principle is the refusal of submission and of continuing the same policies that, over 65 years of granted independence, have produced nothing but corruption, insecurity, and misery. This is the choice of dignity, in honor, and for the future. It is the policy of defending Niger's interests without compromise or complacency. It means submitting Niger solely to the will of its people and boldly taking ownership of our country, embarking on a new path that breaks with what we have experienced until recently. My dear compatriots, this choice to embark on the difficult path that is now ours, we made it together and in unity, with full responsibility and a clear awareness of the stakes and challenges that await us. Indeed, since I have had the distinct honor of presiding over the destiny of our dear country, I have always strived, in my various addresses, to transparently present the exact situation our country faces clearly identifying the threats, the roles of various actors, the challenges, and the opportunities. I have thus warned Nigerians of all the complex difficulties we encounter, to better prepare us for the difficult but ultimately victorious struggle that we will have to wage over time, inshallah. I have made Nigerians aware of the vast disinformation campaign against our country, aimed at dividing us, discrediting our institutions, and breaking our momentum. This is precisely the context for all the media pressure that exaggerates anything perceived as a governance problem and discredits every initiative of my government. My dear compatriots, for my part, I believe that whatever difficulty we face today or will face in the future, it is necessarily part of the context of exercising state power and remains linked to our current strategic political choices. It cannot, therefore, divert us from our oath before Allah and our commitment before the Nigerian people to act only in good faith for and in the interest of Niger. It cannot negate the merit of Nigerians who have sovereignly and definitively decided to break with all domination and to truly embark on the path of endogenous development for their country. Labsaninu Zentiang Asani Hale du Non, local language phrase. Moreover, bolstered by our millennia-old history, our unwavering resilience, our active solidarity, our work ethic, our reclaimed natural resources, our sacred union, and our common aspirations, I remain convinced that we possess, within ourselves and in our nation, the determination and ingenuity to face these challenges victoriously. My dear compatriots, speaking of work, this is the moment to encourage all Nigerians, whatever their sector of activity, to truly commit to their work, for it is the only way to overcome poverty and develop our country. Also, at this point in my address, I wish to pay a well-deserved tribute to all the farmers, entrepreneurs, and administrators who are courageously driving the large irrigation program with tangible results. Indeed, thanks to their combined efforts and those of the rural world in general, for the first time in Niger, we have not experienced a lean season, period of food shortage. According to information reported through reliable channels in the sector, food products are indeed widely available throughout the national territory and at affordable prices. This is clear proof that good work always bears good fruit and that we are capable of achieving our food sovereignty within a reasonable time frame. I would also like to pay tribute to all those who mobilized for the Solidarity Fund for the safeguarding of the homeland. This fund has enabled our country to make significant achievements. This is further proof that we are capable, together and in solidarity, of accomplishing great things. Therefore, I encourage all Nigerians to persevere in this direction for the good of our country. Nigerian women, Nigerian men, my dear compatriots, at the conclusion of my address, I wish to reassure all Nigerians that despite the difficult circumstances we are going through and the fierce adversity we face, our country is indeed on the right path, the path of dignity, sovereignty, and the struggle for a better future for all. No difficulty, no trial, no obstacle, whether current or future, should diminish our commitment to Niger, or hinder the realization of our great common project. The survival and future of our country are at stake. I therefore invite you to greater commitment and work to succeed together in unity and solidarity. This is our part of historical responsibility. For the rest, I invite all Nigerians to intensify prayers and supplications so that Allah continues to preserve our country. May He grant us a good rainy season and success in all our projects for Niger and our AES Confederation. Moreover, convinced of the importance of our prayers in the realization of this project, and taking into account the difficult context of the moment, I have instructed the government to restrict the commemorative activities for the second anniversary of the National Council for the Safeguarding of the Homeland's accession to power to sessions of Quran recitation and prayers throughout the national territory, so that Allah continues to bestow His mercy upon our country, grant us a fruitful rainy season, and success in all our individual and collective projects, inshallah. Long live Niger, long live the Confederation of Sahel States. Thank you.